Hi, loving friends. It's Chris here from Maculite. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for being here today. Today we're going to talk about responsibility. That's right, responsibility, accountability, and integrity. All right? So today, when the past comes up, right, when your past comes up and exerts influence onto us, such as we fight, flight, or freeze when responsibility is needed, right? How many of you do this, okay? What responsibilities are you running from or hoping will go away? Oh, please go away. Please, responsibility, go away. I don't want to do it right now. I'm not even moving forward. I can't do it right now. How are you sabotaging yourself when responsibility comes up, see? Those things lost in the past right now are coming up to the present right now for you to face and for you to deal with, okay? When we look at the past and go about our day-to-day life, right? The past we thought we forgot about, it comes up. The past becomes ever so present into our future reality, and now we have to deal with it. You have to face it. You can't run from it anymore. You see, when the past comes up and exerts influence onto us, such as fight, flight, or freeze, responsibility now is needed. You see, there are responsibilities you're meant to take, okay? There's responsibilities that you're meant to do. However, remember, there was a time generally when you thought, right, you did not have to take responsibility anymore. You could just skip school all day. Who cares? I could just skip school. I could skip work. Who cares? And not go to work today. Yay, it's fun. Who cares? I'll be young forever. I'll be alive forever, and I'll be free forever without a care in the world. However, today responsibility is not a choice. Responsibilities are knocking at your door. And instead of completely ignoring when responsibilities arise in your life, right? Responsibilities become a way of life now. Now the choice is more like when I take responsibility, not if I even take responsibilities, okay? We have to face our responsibilities now. Yeah, you have to face your responsibilities now. No more blaming. No more saying, I can't do it right now. I don't have time for it. No more running from the past anymore. It's time to face the past, okay? It's time to face your responsibilities. It may seem easy to refer, blame, or direct the responsibilities on another person. It's your fault. You should be responsible for that, not me. But you can no longer do that anymore, okay? The safety net of the past is gone, right? Nor can you deny it. Every single person will be faced with responsibilities, and each person will have to do this. Most of us will take responsibilities, right, when an event occurs. Or I'll take it later. Oh, that's my choice, you know what I mean? But I will always have to take responsibility now. Where once we could run or avoid responsibilities, we know we have to face it now. Or later. But we'll have to face our responsibilities, okay? No more running or passing the buck anymore. No more of this old behavior. Sometimes we will tell ourselves, if I was bullied enough, intimidated enough, if I cried enough, if I stuck to my lies enough, that I was telling myself and others, right? If I was strong enough, I would not have to take responsibility. You are only fooling yourself. So ask yourself, what about those responsibilities that you ran from or ignored when you were younger? They are coming back around now, full circle. Full circle around for you now. Are you going to fall back into old destructive fight, flight, or freeze behavioral patterns? Or are you going to face your responsibilities head on? Head on, yeah. You see, the responsibilities are not lost, but hidden in the past. With the past gone, you heal in the past, with the past gone, stripped away, the responsibilities are still going to remain there. Some may label the responsibilities that we did not take the past, right, as present karma, or others will call it a crisis. But in reality, it is the responsibilities that you ran from in the past that are coming full circle back around for you to face. Yay, exciting, I get to face my responsibilities. No more running from yourself, right? We can't do that in these new energies. We can't run from ourselves in these new energies, divine ones. When you first fall into love, you fight, right? You work through it to make that love stronger in the relationship. Not run from that's not love, I'm leaving. Some run from love for half their life and then begin to work on their love later, all right? That's all right. Another perspective is it's okay to get sick while you're young, right? Because when you get sick when you're young, you end up building a stronger immune system when you're older. It's better to get sick while you're younger than while being older. It builds strength in yourself, okay? This is the same with responsibilities. At first, we work through our responsibilities so we can grow stronger together, right? And when times get tough, we face them instead of running from them, because now you've built strength by facing your responsibilities, divine ones. You see? Building a relationship with love and responsibilities builds a bond of we can do this. I can do this. Right? I just take it on. I can take it one step at a time, right? And I can stop running from myself. Every time you blame, you avoid responsibilities for yourself. What responsibilities right now, ask yourself, what responsibilities are you running from or hoping will go away, right? It doesn't make them unreal when you're avoiding them, that's for sure. The backdrop of the past creates the future. All the responsibilities that you're ignoring, passing on to others, or blaming will now be tossed into the future, okay? And they will come back around after you. If you haven't taken responsibility, then when will you? Ask yourself that. The issues of responsibility remain and are to be dealt with now. If you do not deal with your responsibilities now, then they will come back around to the future, right? You can't stop life from happening. You can't. Responsibilities will knock at you every single day on your door. So the practice is over and it all counts now. The residues, the vestiges of the past will definitely get tossed in the future like one big salad. There's a couple of impacts I would like to discuss. The first impact is impact when you get there, and the other impact is right now. You see, your future does not influence you until you enter that future. When you step into your future, you have the future and you also have the past lurking around. The residues, the stuff you never quite had time to get around to deal with, well, they're going to be there for you. We can say the past is over, right? It's over. No need to look at the past anymore, Chris. All that I have before me now is the future. And that's all that matters right now. But you see, in the past, that dictates and creates the patterns that you will face in the future, Divine One. If we do not heal the past, then the past rolls over in every nook and cranny and area of our lives in the future. It really does. A bit of whatever from the past gets tossed in the future. And then it seems to go backwards for us. Maybe it was a wound of the trauma from 10 years ago or 20 years ago, but it still keeps popping up. You wonder if you're going to be stuck in a karmic loops or something. But it's just unresolved patterns that you are running from. You see, if 10 to 20 years ago you ran from yourself, geographically moved, changed relationships, changed jobs, the wound, the pain you're running from will pop up. It will come pop right up in your chest again, no matter what relationship you go into, no matter where you move to, no matter what job you get into. The unresolved past, the past, will lurk into your future. Okay? This pain you're running from directly and indirectly influences your life, whether you agree on it or not. So if you plan on running from the past, just know it will be waiting for you. It's waiting for you. Everything you've been running from is waiting for you right now for you to face it and deal with it. You can't get away from your pain. You can't. You got to face it and you got to heal it. We are in the age of healing, Divine Ones, okay? It's time to heal these, all right? So it doesn't have impact on us. So future influences you now. The fact that the future is out there, no matter how many years down the road, it has influence on you. It has resonated influence over you. The backdrop of the past has an influence on the creation of your future, Divine Ones. You see, the unresolved past creates a future that bashes and crashes up against you. Not a colliding impact, but a resonance impact. The static past sticks to the future, Divine Ones. It sticks to the future and it trips you up. Even now in the expanded moment you are in, the past has created a resonance, right? It's created a resonance that is creating anxiety, overwhelmed feelings, tension, skepticism, caution to your present moment. Now history and practice is over now. It's over. You can't play the same games of excuses, martyr the victim, I'm tired, I'm worn down, life's tough, I'm not bright enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I don't have time, I'll get around to it later. To get away with it, all right? You can't do this anymore. Traditional failure has its own place in the past when you fail today. You each have your own technique, okay? To look at your past and to say, yeah, that is where it comes from, and I'm going to mend it now. Then we self-dialogue and we put it back together, okay? I see that. I understand that. Oh, that makes a lot of sense to me when I look at that past pain now. Oh, I have a tool now to heal that past pain. This is great. I see why that happened to me. I looked at it. I analyzed it, okay? It makes more sense now. So the backdrop of the past creates the future, okay? So the procrastination demands attention. The responsibilities of the past demand you to face them now. The residues of the past needs clearing, or if you don't, all the responsibilities that you are ignoring, passing on to others, your fault, you do it, right? Or blaming, your fault. will now be tossed in the future and then will come back around after you. Isn't that exciting? That's pretty exciting. No more running from yourself anymore in these new energies that we're in right now. You gotta stop blaming and playing the struggler, victim, and martyr. You gotta take responsibility now. How do I do that? It's scary. How do I do? Ah, it's so scary. It's fun when you know how to do it, Divine Ones. You cannot fall back into the safety net of the past like you used to. A lot of times we fall back hoping it's going to save us, but it's not going to in these new energies. The safety net isn't there anymore, okay? Let's look at procrastination. How many of you are procrastination experts? Come on, write down in the comments below. You know your own procrastination tactics. You are the master of your own toxic poison to self-sabotage yourself under procrastination, Divine Ones. You know the ones, the changes you knew you had to make, right? Or going to make. You know that workshop you were going to attend months ago, right? That book you went out and bought, but haven't picked it up and read it yet? That project you were going to do several years ago. Maybe even several. All the techniques that you were planning to do, to organize, to create, to design, to do. But you didn't. You didn't do it. You had excuses, you blamed, you judged, you ran from, you criticized, right? Well, as soon as you get some time, maybe I'll do it, right? And I'll find some time somewhere or anywhere, right? But that time never comes around, right? It's always filled with more of your excuses and blame and worry and procrastination. Expert at it, right? And I'll hide somewhere until it's all over. On the sidelines, you're to be engaging in life and the full responsibilities of life. Once you go to guilt, fear, shame, unhealthy anger, and self-pity, you can take responsibilities, Divine Ones. You just got to release those negative emotions, unhealthy emotions, and rise into your responsibilities. It's very simple. I used to be a crack addict on the streets, and I avoided every responsibility there was. I used to skip school all day and failed grades. And I take homeschool, failed, and now I'm taking responsibilities of my life right now. Okay, you face them when you heal your pain. And then does that make sense, Divine Ones? The things you're meant to get around to, right? Right? To let go of. The payoffs you're meant to give up, such as avoiding confrontation, avoiding rejection, avoiding humiliation, control. The contracts that no longer serve you, such as I feel guilty, I'm always guilty, to be less than, or I'm less important here, I'm unworthy. Silence to destroy, self-pity, self-punishment, guilt, fear, shame, self-hatred, regret, to fail, to never love again, to not be a healer, obedience, listen, obey. The silly games you promise yourself to stop playing, right? Over and over like a broken record. And extricate, okay? To release yourself from entanglement. To free yourself from the limitations that you are stuck in, Divine One. These things you're avoiding or procrastinating to do are going to come up. Okay, they're going to come up, okay? Oh yes, they will, like a tidal wave crashing over your chest. I can't breathe, too much pain. Your fault, you made this pain in me. It's no one's fault. You face them, okay? They need attention now, and then they will demand attention now, such as your addictions maybe. Maybe you will say, I'll get around to my addictions later. Maybe I'll do it next time or next life when I feel better. When the pain is not so much, then I'll do it. When I don't hurt so much, that's when I'll take on my addiction pain. When the tightness in the chest has gone away, ever try quitting smoking? Everybody just be nice to me while I'm quitting smoking today. That doesn't work because the world is more difficult that day, right? Because you're quitting smoking, right? You just got to do it. You just got to face your pain, heal your pain, and I quit smoking. Then you can quit smoking by healing your pain, Divine Ones, okay? Facing your addictions head on heals your addictions. Talking about your addictions heals your addictions. Writing about your addictions heals your addictions. Song and dance and chant, right? These heal your addictions. That walk in the park, that walk into some sacred site, those heal your addictions, Divine Ones. You're finding new coping skills right now. If you're in your addictions, that's okay. You're finding new ways to deal with your pain, and eventually you won't have addictions anymore. That's okay. You're allowed to use right now. If you're using, that's all right. Just dive in yourself, learn new techniques, and eventually you won't want those addictions anymore. I promise you that, okay? You might be like, but the pain is too much, Chris. I can't do it. I just can't do it right now. You don't understand. It hurts too much. I used to be a crack addict. I understand what you're going through, man. Heal your pain and it's not so bad in the chest. Right? It's just too painful right now. I can't do it. I was a heroin junkie. I know what you're talking about, right? I used to do armed robberies. I know what you're talking about. But this is the time that we do it. We do it now. We write, we journal, we talk, we dance, and we dive. You dance with love. How do you dance with love? Dance with love again, with your love, your defining moments of love, and dance in love's embrace, divine one that you are. And dive deep within inside yourself. Your favorite sunset is your shadow past, right? To heal the deep shadows, dance with your shadow. Your shadow is the most compassionate part of yourself, and it loves you. Everybody may have grown old in the world, but your shadow is still waiting there for you. Dance with your shadow into love's embrace, okay? This is what could be causing your procrastination. At every sign of pain that's coming up, now you dance with your shadow. You cannot fall back on the safety net of the past anymore. You can't use it like that anymore. The safety net is not there anymore, okay? When pain arises, see and focus on the beauty. Well, everybody's focused on the pain and destruction and hardships, and this is so bad, I can't do it anymore, it's too tough here anymore, why am I on the wrong planet, why do I even come here anymore? Right? You're going to focus on the beauty, right? You're here to learn and grow. You're in a school about you, divine ones. A school about you. And the failure and the discord, right, is a lot of emotional energy. A lot of emotional energy. I can't breathe. I'm going to break again. I'm going to separate myself and defragment myself because I don't know how to heal my pain. That's what most of you do. Not all, but most. Defragment themselves because they don't know how to face the pain. Eventually get so thin you just complete overwhelming anxiety state for the rest of your life. So the emotional energy during your disharmony, loss, pain, misfortune, distress, sadness, and grief, regret, letdowns, abandonment, etc., that is forming in your body right now is power. The power to change your current reality forever. Embrace your failures as change. To soar into your new dreams, your visions, your hopes, your dreams, your new sparks of dreams. That you are destined and determined to do, divine ones. When you screw up, when you make mistakes, when you fail, when you think you messed up big time, when you fall into disarray, when you fall into discord, into your reality, just know, divine ones, within that failure, within that mistake, within that discord, you have labeled bad, wrong, hurt, or stupid me is a great deal of emotional energy. Sure, emotional energy that tightens at your chest. I can't breathe. But from another perspective, it's emotional energy forming in your body is power, divine ones. Power. The power to change your current reality forever. You retrieve that power and then use that retrieved power to take responsibility that is needed, divine ones. Syrian love. And Lemurian love, yeah. I know most, but not all, have been avoiding and rejecting responsibility and putting responsibilities on the back burner of your life or onto others. But now we have to take responsibility for ourselves. You got to take responsibility for you. You, divine one. Let's say you experience failure in your life. Then you go deep into your emotions of failure. You feel the failure. And within failure, one retrieves the power within the failure, like defining moments of love in pain. I have a video on YouTube called Love in Pain. Watch that one for an expanded version of what I'm talking about today. And you can use this power to take responsibility into your reality instead of waiting 20 years to take it then and blaming everybody along the way. Oh, it's my dad's fault, my mom's fault. I don't have a dad, I don't have a mom, no one's there for me. Self-pity pits. Okay? You take responsibility for you. I was a self-pity master, and then I've learned about the power of self-pity, and I'm not going to play that game anymore. I can't do it because I don't know how. No one ever taught me how. Well, watch some YouTube videos. Ask some questions. Get some people to help you with it. Stop being blaming and making excuses that I can't do it anymore. You see, while others are focusing on the dead flowers within, hitting more rock bottoms in their life, blaming, struggling, making excuses, running from all these things is too tough to do anymore. You, divine one, will see in every pain, and every mistake, and every hardship are new flowers of change blooming within you, divine one. You see, in destruction is reconstruction. I have a video on YouTube about destruction and reconstruction. You can watch that for an expanded version of what I'm talking about today. In pain is joy, and in mistakes, there are learning and growing in your failure. There's a chance to take responsibility for a new dream and a new you. When we meditate, we go into a deep subconscious mind. It is when we meditate that we can go back into the past, right? Be in that age when the trauma happened, when the abandonment happened, right? When the hurt, when the letdown, when that all occurred in your life. You relive it and you cleanse it and you purify it, divine one. I can assist you with that in private healing sessions as well. You see, you get to feel all the feelings you have been running from all these years when you go deep into meditation, which meditation is the presence. I want past life readings, I want future readings. What about presence, which means the current moment of now? And you give yourself permission to heal your deep past. You can try to read something and understand it to shift, but then you go into this deep meditation state, okay? So after this, I'm done talking about this, you can even yourself go into a deep meditation state and look at where you may be hooked up, okay? Where you're not taking responsibility in your life anymore, and where you want to blame everybody for your problems. And finally, you face it, you relieve it, you heal it, you re-edit it, and then you recreate it for yourself. At 20 years old, it would have probably been a lot easier to face yourself and heal yourself. But most, but not all, just keep pushing by, sucking it down, and jacking themselves up on stimulants or alcohol, right? Just to keep themselves going, just to get what needs to be done to survive. Most people, but not all, are in survival mode, right? Forget about that issue that just keeps moving on, right? And we do. But after a while, the pain, trauma, hardship, neglect, abandonment, hurt, letdowns, beatings, right? They resurface again. And eventually you will have to numb yourself with more drugs, more alcohol, more porn, more sex, more stimulants, just to escape the past pain that's knocking at your inner being to be healed, divine ones, right? So now's the time to go back 20 years through the process of meditation and present moment, or healing, to rekindle, realign, recapture the emotions that keep, you can do it. I know that you can do this, okay? That power is what you need to take responsibility, but first you have to face the past that you have been running from your whole life, and blaming, and making excuses, and starting fights with everybody, trying to get them to back down. It's much easier to face yourself when the pain arises than to push it aside and try to deal with it 10 to 20 years later. Like, let's raise kids so they have to spend their whole adult years healing themselves. All right? You see, you see people who've had tremendous hopelessness but never took responsibility out there, lost a tremendous amount of power in that hopelessness and helplessness. And then they went on in life. They kept defragmenting themselves, they kept splitting themselves and smashing their dreams on the ground. Then 20 years later, they developed, say, cancer again, as an example, from the tremendous pain they had been running from. Now, the cancer is not punishment from God. It's not punishment, right? But it's one way for one to feel the intense pain again that they've been running from their whole life. It's time to face this before it comes back. You see, you can't feel that hopelessness that happened 20 years ago, but you can feel that hopelessness all over again with cancer. Therefore, have a chance to reconnect and feel the intensity of emotion for which you possibly can take responsibility for now, for what you perhaps have done back then. Okay? You see, the universe has a funny way of speaking to us. If we avoid, blame, run, pass the buck, not my fault, no time to face myself right now, well, then life and your soul will make you face it. Okay? It will trip you up into it, one way or another. Topple into God's grace, or fall into God's grace, or dance in love's grace. Which one do you want? Not through punishment, but through love. Okay? It's easier to face it than you thought. How? By diving deep in your shadow past. Dance with love's embrace. Down to the shadow through the process of meditation, right? Facing your shadow past and healing the pain you have been trying to avoid all these years. Some up to the people there in the 60s and 70s have been running from it for like 50, 60 years. They've been running from their pain. You can't fool life or your soul. You must face yourself now. You see, you're here to experience the rich treasure of emotion. You're in a school about you, Divine One. Dive deep in your past pains, relieve them as they were, and express and release the pain, and then you re-edit the past in a healthy way. And I can assist you with that in healing sessions if you'd like. All through the application of self-love, through the process of meditation and healing. I have another video called Cocoon of Love. A Weaving Cocoon of Love on YouTube. Watch that one and weave a cocoon of love yourself and rise into a higher frequency and a higher vibration and start the healing process, Divine Ones. Now let's take a time lapse here, okay? 20 or 30 years or so later, right now, I have now to take responsibility for when I was a teen, or 20, or 30. Now we have to be crafty here, okay? We have to recreate, we have to reinvent, we have to re-edit, and get back in touch with what I felt like when I was teen, 20, or 30. Yikes! But at the same time, yes, it's exciting. Oh, why? What do we do? I'm going to do it, right? I'm just going to do it. You see, Divine Ones, by diving deep within, mining within the Lord of your being for the treasure was within, the treasure field. You found the treasure field within, right? Mining deep, nurturing yourself, practicing mindfulness, practicing presence, being in the expanded moment through the practice of meditation, you can and will go back to the backdrop of the past. Feel and transform the burdensome emotions that you have been running from and have imprisoned yourself for so long. Some of you for so long. You know what I mean? It's okay. Don't feel shame for that. Honor this shame. Honor this feeling right now. Honor the guilt. Honor it. Alright, it's time to take responsibility now. I'm not playing those lower emotions anymore. See, it would have been easier 10, 20, 30 years ago to face your emotions, but we live in a rush world. No time to feel your emotions. No time to process the pain. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep moving forward and swallowing it down ever since we have been kids in this type of world. It's all you knew how to do was avoid, reject, deny, blame, hide, control, express unhealthy anger, and then run to your addictions for comfort. Hide in the cracks and crevices of your soul, right? And your favorite place you broke when you were a child. Your favorite hiding place when you were a child. A lot of us seek that, okay? You see, all this running from your unprocessed emotions is weighing you down like a huge weight keeps you stuck in the matrix down below, right? These unprocessed emotions is weighing you down in a charged up power of unexpressed and heated emotions. Go back 20, 30 years and rekindle, recapture those emotions again that you've been running from or still running from right now. You're taking them to the grave with you. That's the beauty of life. It's preordained. You get to come back again and do it all over again. You can do this, okay? The power of charged emotions needs you now. They need you. Like your shadow needs you. Your soul needs you. Okay? To take responsibility, divine ones. By healing the overly charged emotions you have been running from and trying to numb with drugs, alcohol, and porn will always be there till you face it head on. You can transform this built up emotions, divine ones, into power to transform your life and to assist others. Turn now and face your past. Journey your past. Face it. Be in the moment that you run from, okay? Love it. Observe it. Transform it. With love. Not by avoidance, not by blame, not by struggle, not by ignoring. Take responsibility for your past that is lurking around every corner and tripping you up. Dive into your future sparks of your dreams right now. Just waiting to unfold in this unfolding adventure that awaits you. When pain arises, see and focus on the beauty. You have the time and energy to face your past. I'm living proof of this one, divine ones. So be it, divine ones. This is Chris Parr, searing the mirror in love, Galactic Council of Light. Face your past. Face your problems. Face your fears. Face your guilt. Face your unhealthy anger. Face your shame. Face your fear. Face all these things that you've been running from. Face your responsibilities. And stop avoiding. Stop blaming. It's not a struggle. And you, I know you can do this with the proper tools. You can face anything. You're a divine master. You are the master that you are speaking to, divine ones. You are the divine master that you are speaking to. Many blessings, sweet souls of love. Many blessings. Many, 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 many blessings to you. Thank you. Bye. See you later.